Finally here.
The majority of the tri-state got it easy, so it's obvious this where it's hard at. Chester City, youngins out getting busy.
Welcome to the Next Big Thing Space of the Future podcast. I'm your host, Millz, with my co-host, Shan. We've been putting this podcast together for how long now?
A couple years, man. We've been talking about it for a long time, man. It's finally here. We're putting a lot of work behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
Get to show the people a little bit of what we got going on. I mean, but before we start, I want to give a shout out to Tiki Games in Woodbury on Main Street. Man, they let us use their space.
Yeah.
It's a nice, authentic, unique spot, and I never really noticed it before, but now that I'm in here, I mean, it's a place, nice little vibe. You come in here and play games whenever you want to. The owner, Ryan, he's a good guy, so it's like
they got all the OG games in here. Street Fighter,
got the old PlayStation,
PS1, Dreamcast, everything. They got everything in here. You definitely a vibe for sure.
You beat me in Street Fighter?
Anytime you want.
You got a little bit of advantage.
Anytime you want,
Just a little bit. It's cool. We got a couple more shout outs. We got shout outs to all the people that follow us on MBT page, that follow us on our personal pages. We just appreciate the support that you guys given us so far through this journey. I mean, we're only in the beginning, and it's just good that people are taking notice of what we're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Sure, we got a lot of good things coming. A lot of good guests going to be coming on the show this season. A lot of good content. A lot of good topics to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all be very interactive on all of our social media platforms because, you know, it's going to be nice. Real nice.
More content on the way for sure. I got to get a shout out to my my guy. He gave me the Fast Sports shirt. So it's another brand. Go follow them on Instagram at Fast Sports USA. Everything sports from youth sports to professional sports. Get your updates on there. Go check them out. They gave me this nice little long sleeve. So they're up and coming brand as well. So let's just get into why do we started the brand in the first place.
Right.
So like I originally started it just, you know, my journey, things
Right.
I've been through, things I've gone through. And I just wanted to give people a platform to express things that they're going through as well and show their come up. That's why we started From the Ground Up series. And just showcase their abilities because, like, when I went through, you know, me with the BPI in my arm, people didn't really give me opportunities. I had to find my own platform, push through things like that. So now that I created MBT, it gives a platform for a lot of creatives, athletes, emerging talents to get connected to the industry. And that's the big thing we're trying to do with our platform is bridge the gap between emerging talents and the industry that's trying to get into. So, like, the followers that we have, it's a good way for them to connect with other emerging talents and just like it's an opportunity for you as well. You're on here, You've been wanting to talk about a lot of things for a long time, and your moment's come. And how you feel about that? How you feel?
I've been waiting for an opportunity like this for a long time. That's one of the main things we talked about is, you know, me being on here. I'm so happy that you brought me on, and you know, we came up together, met in 2005. We've been friends ever since.
Long time ago.
You know what I'm saying? And we've been having talks like this over the years. So to be able to come on the platform and help you out with this and be a part of it, I mean, it's an honor for me, for real.
I see a lot of big things in your future, though. Like I said, we've been having talks like this since, like you said, 2005.
Yeah.
Video games, anything, arguing, disputes, fighting, things like that. And it's like, why not put it and let everybody see what we talk about, our mind and our creativity and things like that, put it in the forefront.
And I definitely see the vision of the platform and where it can go and what it can do for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Not just us, but everybody that we trying to bring on and put on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can eat. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody. Matter of fact, before we get into what we're going to talk about in terms of the culture and things like that, shout out to all the people that y'all don't see behind the scenes. You feel me? You got Toby back there running the camera. Julian, he handles everything behind the scenes that we can't get our hands on. Shout out to Chase down in Alabama. He's doing everything in the music. Wale music up there. We got my young boy in here, Sean, out here shooting, trying to get him in the media thing. Jamal, he plays a big part. Jamal plays a big part.
Yep.
He's the one that makes a lot of connections for us. Sound systems, different things. So it's just good that we can bring the collective unit.
Spot for us,
Definitely. It's like, it's not really, we don't have to really look outside of the crew that we've had.
Right.
All of us have grown up together. We're basically a family already.
Yep.
So it's like, why not come up together?
We all grew up together, you know what I'm saying? Same neighborhood, same school, since we was kids, everything. So for us to be around each other, we all know how each other works. You know, we all know each other's work ethic. So it's a great mix of people that we got here. Great, good minds, smart minds.
I feel as long as, like you said, as long as we stick to the script, the sky's the limit for us, pro. The sky's the limit.
Sky is the limit.
I don't see us stopping anytime soon. Like I said, like we tell people, we're just scratching the surface. Cause remember when we first started the page, how it looked when I first started the page, looks totally different now. We're just gonna continue to expand, grow, and it's just the next phase of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So we're millennials that are trying to influence the culture. And speaking of culture, there's a lot of things that have been going on. A lot of different things that have been going on in the culture. Most recently, the passing and the killing of Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
We all know. We all respected. We didn't know him personally, but we felt like we knew him through his music. And how did it make you feel when you saw what happened, though?
I mean, it was shocking. It's extremely shocking. When you saw it, you didn't want to believe it at first. At first it came out that he had just reportedly been shot. Then it came out that he actually passed. And when you see the effect that he had on everybody, how shocked everybody was.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? In all aspects of life, law enforcement, politicians, athletes, everybody was affected by it. And to see such a smart young man have his life taken when he had such a promising future, he was doing so many things for the community, for his people, for his neighborhood, and to see him pass, it's just tragic, and it's just sad, extremely sad.
Yeah, definitely being a black young male in America, that hit home for me, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially the stuff that he was talking about, how he was talking about investing in his community.
Right.
For me, inspiring people not to go around doing crazy stuff, believe in yourself, invest in yourself, own things. And what we're trying to do with this, we're trying to own our own businesses and take our stuff to the next level, do different ventures and partnerships with each other. So it's like seeing that happen and seeing him get killed, especially the footage. Like when we saw the footage, it was like, it was all over social media. It's like almost hard not to see it. We saw the footage, it was like, damn, that could happen to anybody else. But it just makes us hone down on everything that's going on. Yeah. It makes us want to go a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Because we never know when our time is done. You feel me?
Sadly, it wakes you up a little bit because you're like, wow, you never know, like you said, when your last day is going to be. So you gotta push it to the limit every single day, And
I think the biggest thing was that when we saw the footage, I feel like everybody that is African American in this community, the thing that hurt them the most is that it was another black male that killed someone that's doing so much for the community.
Of course.
And it's like, it was someone that he knew. He grew up with things like that. It was in this community. So it's like, it makes people think different. It makes you want to move different. Not that I've ever been in a situation like that, but it's just like someone that you've helped or community that you helped, and there's someone from your own community that you've been striving so hard to help, and they're the ones that take you. That's like,
it always seems like it's somebody from our own community that tries to bring us down. Something I think that we don't talk about enough amongst ourselves is black on black crime, because it's always a black person killing another black person. Before we can hold anybody else accountable with all the other situations like police or people like that, we got to first look at ourselves and realize that we're doing a lot of harm to ourselves. This was somebody that was trying to help his community, trying to give back, give everything he had to everybody, that he saw have the same struggles that he had grow up. For somebody
he embodied
take his life,
he embodied everything that a lot of us aspire to be. Mm-hmm. In terms of when you have your platform and then being able to put other people on while you have your platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is the sad thing, and it's...
I mean, you see how it affected everybody, Everybody.
It's just
all platforms was hurt by it, I don't know if you saw. We talked about the video where you saw Kevin Durant tell Steph before the game, and he was just like in shock. You know what I'm saying? Because they all knew this guy. He was somebody that was, especially in the sports world, known. He was at the Elite Eight, the Texas Tech game. So
I did see that. He wasn't. Yeah. That was a couple days before.
It happened.
That's crazy.
And he was just doing the interview right before it happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's just tragic.
Because it was Kevin Durant. He said his condolences. Who else? It was James Harden.
Yep.
He had I saw a video about him.
LeBron tweeted out.
Yeah, LeBron just went out. He just had an interview about it and how this is like an American tragedy. Like people were trying to give him backlash for him making those statements, but it's like maybe like to the people on the outside looking in that aren't a part of like the culture, the hip hop culture. Maybe it's not to them, but it's like the people that aspire to be something like that. Or something close to it at that, because it's hard to be at that. To what he did was we should call elite. Like that's
It's next level.
And for people to try to give LeBron backlash for saying it's not an American tragedy, it's like definitely is.
I think they're part of the problem. They don't understand. You know what I'm saying? How hard it is for somebody to get to that level. Anyway, it's not easy. You have to put in work to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just happen overnight. And for a guy like him, from where he came from, it's hard to even get respect from people because of where he came from.
Yeah, and the thing, like I said, the thing that I felt like we feel so connected because we're on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. So we're in Jersey. Right. He's from the West Coast. Feel me? I got put on from my teammates in college. A lot of kids from California. Feel me? I knew about Nipsey Hussle a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not so much from his music off rip, but just like business wise. You feel me? And it's then when you go back in, because like the last few days I've just been listening to his old stuff, Like he really told how everything went down from the marathon to the victory lap. He literally told all the struggles he went through. How you could hear how he evolved from being a gangbanger all the way to victory lap, where he's basically proving to everybody he did what he said he was going to do.
Right.
And it's like that's why I feel like everybody connects with him so much, because he gave us the blueprint of how to be successful. In his lyrics, he tells people stop investing in like jewelry and stuff like that because it depreciates, things like that, and invest in your property so your whole team can win, your family can eat, everybody like that. And it's like, I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way.
Involved musically, how he got better. Everything got better and better when he's up for a Grammy. You know what I'm saying?
It's like
speaks for itself.
That's the thing, is music career is just taking off in terms of like globally,
right?
Because like obviously in just talking to, like I said, my friends and teammates from out there, he was already a star out there, but like globally, like people out here like really getting on after victory like really like put him on. Like it's like, I don't know, I learned a lot from it.
He had a lot of projects that he was working on, and hopefully some people have came out and said that they're going to finish those projects. Hopefully they do finish them, because people wanted to see what he was doing.
Especially I want to see the Dr. Sebi.
For sure.
I just want to see. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, but I just want to see like the process of how everything went down, like the real information, things like that. And it's like it was good that he was doing something. And then the thing that rubbed me the wrong way the most was when the police chief came out the next day.
Right.
And he had to sit down and it was like he said in his interview, in the press interview, he was like, I just sat down to read the name like 3 or 4 times because he didn't believe that's the person who got killed. Because they said he was scheduled the next day to meet with them and talk about how to reform like gang violence, things like that, and reform the community, which
speaks volumes because I mean that's the LAPD you're talking about, and he was a heavy influencer on trying to change all that stuff in that area, which is known for a lot of a lot of gang activity. He was working on all that with the police, which is crucial. So I don't think people really understand the effect that he had, and now that he's gone, hopefully somebody picks up where he left off.
Speaking of that, so now like he's gone. So where do we go from here as a community? How in terms of what you've learned so far and what I've learned so far, what people have been saying, where do we go from here? We had a leader. Yeah. A leader got taken away from our community. Right. So what in your opinion, what should we do as a community? People that have looked up to him, things like that.
Somebody has to step up. I think it's going to take everybody as a collective unit to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? We saw him doing it not by himself. He had his people that were helping him as well, but I think a lot of them that are prominent out in that area, maybe more musicians or more athletes or whatever, politicians, police officers, whatever the case, should pick up right where he left off and keep it pushing. Because it doesn't just stop with him, you know what I'm saying? Everyone has to live their life, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta take all the lessons you learned from what he's taught us and just keep pushing. So like I said, anybody that knew who he was, knew what his music was about, felt what happened.
Felt it for sure.
Felt it.
It rocked everybody. That's for sure. Rocked everybody.
It rocked everybody from the core, honestly.
Yeah.
And what Nipsey Hussle represented, what do you think? You think new artists should keep the trend that they've been going on in terms of the newness that's coming out, or do you like the new trend, or is it just something that you think that everybody should just keep doing their own thing, or you think people should start speaking to more of the topics that he spoke about?
I mean, I think people should. I mean, yeah, I do, but I don't think enough people really want to be honest. It takes a real strong person to really be able to speak to that kind of stuff that he was speaking about and be real about it. And like actually want to make a change. I feel like a lot of artists these days don't really care about making a change. They just want to make their checks, make their money, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case.
Did you see that video of like all the clips of like different artists saying like, I don't really care about music, I'm just in it to make a check?
Yeah, I don't like that, you know what I'm saying? Because you should always want to give back, you know what I'm saying? Especially for the people that came from maybe the same situation that Nipsey came from. Yeah. Literally like, from nothing. Exactly. And you should want to give back, you know what I'm saying? You'll get more satisfaction out of that than you will for making money on the show.
That's me. When it comes to music, you hear me all the time when I post on my Snapchat story, things that I showcase, music that I showcase on the page. I'm all about timeless music. Timeless music that you can go back to, and 30 years from now, we could be sitting in the same spot and be like, you remember when this song dropped? Right. You remember where you were when that song dropped? You remember, like, it's just different. Like, my parents talk about it all the time. Like, music nowadays is, y'all listen to that? Like,
it's toxic. I mean, and it's hard to listen to,
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Like, a lot of guys talk about being druggies and like strung out and taking on. I mean, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like listening to that stuff. I listen to old stuff. Yeah. To be honest, I listen to mostly older artists because to me that's like real lyrics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could put on a Jay-Z album and I'll hear real lyrics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or I'll listen to J. Cole or somebody and it'll be real lyrics. Agree. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about partying and taking drugs.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like the music now is like cool for turn up. You feel me? You turn up to it, but it's like, think about the stuff we listened when we came up, how it influenced us to do certain things. Sure. Like you said, they're talking about drugs, popping pills, things like that. It's like,
that's not cool. That's not cool. You shouldn't want to put that on anybody else either. You know what I mean?
Ever. Because you got kids nowadays with technology and things like that. They're 3, 4, 5, looking at their parents' iPad, scrolling through, and they're repeating everything they see. And it just influences their brain. That's cool. And you see people doing stuff for clout on the internet, things like that. And it's like,
wilding for clout.
Why?
Wilding for clout. Just because everybody wants to be accepted so bad. Everybody wants to be accepted so bad. I don't understand that mindset. Be yourself.
Authenticity
always wins. You know what I'm saying? Just be yourself.
Authenticity always wins.
And like, you see these kids these days, they know all these songs word for word. Don't even know what they're talking about.
At all.
But by the point where they get to the age where they might see something that they're hearing about, like a drug or something, they might be like, oh, well, this rapper does that. Let me try it. And that's how that starts.
Exactly.
You know, it's not good at all.
It is. I don't know. Where do you think that came from, though? Do you think it's like the music industry's pushing it out there? Do you think it's an agenda, or do you just think it's just?
I mean, honestly, I think it sells. You know, I think the industry's going to put out what sells. Whatever's going to make them the most money is what they're going to want to put out. And the same for the artists. Whatever sells is what they're going to put out.
And I feel as though, like, nowadays you see, you know how, like you said, Jay-Z, he has longevity. You feel me?
Time in the game, for sure.
Time in the game. But nowadays, artists, 1 year, gone. They have a hit song, gone. Because they don't have no foundation, have no substance to what they're putting out there. And it's like, there has to be a point in time when someone like a J. Cole, like this J. Cole's out there, Kendrick's out there, is giving knowledge. There has to be, I feel like there needs to be more of that. You got to influence the culture to do something worthwhile and not just want the moment.
Another thing is, I think there are people out there like those guys. I don't think that they're getting the exposure that they should be
at all. Because like you say, that people don't think it sells.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly. People don't want to hear. People really don't want to hear it when it comes down to it. People don't want to hear that kind of stuff. They'd rather hear the turn up songs and stuff like that.
And I think that also plays a part is because our music industry is so saturated with stuff like that. People realize that artists, when they make music, the majority of the artists, when they make music, the stuff they're talking about, they don't do
at all.
So it's like when you hear somebody that's authentic, it's like, and it just doesn't have the turn up
right.
They're not gonna listen.
You're not used to it.
It's really you're not used to it. You don't think they're really doing. You feel me? Right. It's like, or it doesn't have that nowadays. Music, all you need is a nice beat and a hook.
And that's it. And people will ride your wave.
Ride your wave for however long it is. You gonna ride it. You gonna see it. You gonna come and go.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like with MBT, we're changing that platform. You feel me? We're giving a platform to people that are really about what they do, have a good message for the people, and it's like
some push real music, real lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Substance. What are you talking about in your songs? What are you rapping about? What are you singing about? You know what I'm saying?
It's alright. It's gonna change though. It's something that's gonna change. It's gonna take time.
It's gonna take time.
It comes with the culture, the wave, things like that. Like people, our generation has to be the change.
It starts with us.
Has to be.
It starts with us.
Has to be. Honestly, and if we don't make a change, who will?
Exactly.
And I think
we really got to drive that.
And you saw what were we talking about yesterday? There was a trial. And did you see that trial I sent you?
Oh yeah, with the kid that got convicted of rape and got sent to 12 years in prison.
Yeah. I see a couple of my friends posted it. They were hitting me in the DMs about it. And I know that we're doing the podcast. They just like wanted to hear our thoughts about it. And I don't know. I was reading up on. I don't know like all the details word for word. What I've read from a couple articles is the kid was underage, and he met a girl in a bar. They both were underage. I think he was probably 20 or something like that. She was 17.
They were drinking underage.
Drinking underage. That's a red flag right there. Like for the bar or whatever it is, that's a red flag right there. 2 underage people in there. That only can lead, most of the time leads to bad things. And then I guess after that, they got together, hooked up or something like that. And then the next day she went to get checked out, and then eventually wound up like saying she got raped by him. And what people were telling me is the conviction came down that the judge gave him 12 years and then life on probation. I think it was 12 years. And there was no DNA evidence saying
I didn't know you could get probation, life on probation.
I'm pretty sure that's what it's life on probation.
Wow.
Like I was reading that.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's like, it's just crazy.
And they have no facts behind that. From what I was reading too, it's hard to just look at the headlines because
that's what you had to read. You had to read. You know? And from what I read and from what people tell me, they're not saying like they weren't saying that he was completely innocent, but they're saying the trial wasn't fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no DNA like evidence saying that the rape occurred.
There's no excuse for that because DNA has advanced way too much for there to not be concrete evidence on why somebody should be convicted.
That's my thought exactly. And it's like, not only is it bad for him, but it's bad for the females that actually really go through that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
For sure.
Because if they get this wrong or they keep getting cases wrong like this, then what does that say for people
it's
that
happening too often on both fronts? Really, you know, someone says they were really raped and then they renege, or you know, vice versa. Somebody's convicted of raping when they actually never did nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's a broken system, but the system's been broken.
It's been broken. It's like I said, it's another thing that we have to fix.
Yeah.
They have to fix, and they said the jury that deliberated for like only 6 hours.
Right.
You're putting someone's life
in
your hands.
His life is over, essentially.
Yeah, you put life in your hands. You deliberate for 6 hours, and it's like, I just wonder, did they really think, think it through, or they just go off what somebody says? And like we said, it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword.
He's gonna have to go in the registry when he gets
I think
off.
the registered sex offender.
You know what I'm saying? Which means he can only live in certain places. So I mean, his life is essentially over.
I think when you think about like the backlash that the girl is getting, like whether we don't know how much occurred in the situation. Right. The backlash she's getting is gonna cause other girls not to want to come up. But it's like it's sad because we don't wish that upon anybody
ever. So
it's just something that.
And we'll never know the facts behind the real story because she has her side and he's going to have his side. So we'll never know the true story.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I want to get on something lighter. I want to talk about something that's better. We talked about the culture enough. Let's talk about the AAF, man. Let's talk about that.
The AAF. Okay, so the American Alliance of Football. New football league. We've been talking about it for a long time. We're super excited about it.
I had some friends. I had a lot of people in that league.
I had a lot of friends that played in that league as well. And I had extremely high hopes for this league. I thought it was going to be a great bridge to the NFL. I thought it was going to eventually become like what the NFL Europe used to be and be like the NFL minor leagues.
That would have been great.
Or where they send their players down to get better during the springtime. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? At least they're practice squad players. Or, you know, players that are on the verge, like some veterans. And I'm trying to get back into the league. And it folded. You know, it almost
folded quicker than I expected.
They folded way quicker than you expected. And it almost happened in the first week because they couldn't make payroll.
What happened with that? Who invested in this? Who saved them? You told me somebody saved them.
Tom Dundon, the owner for the Carolina Hurricanes, gave them $150 million in their first week. Or $250 million because they almost missed payroll.
Jesus.
So he essentially lost his whole investment. And now the league is in shambles, and it was just starting to get to the point where they were in week 8. It was starting to be some real good football being played. They had some real good teams. They had players like Trent Richardson who was balling out in that league.
Oh, I forgot Trent was in there. They
had a bunch of players in the league that were balling out.
Did Johnny Manziel just got his shot too?
Johnny Manziel got signed by the Memphis Express, which they ended up selling a lot of tickets when he got signed. And
my boy John, shout out to my boy John Cook, man. He's played for Memphis Express too, man.
And it folded, and like all these players they're now out of jobs. You know what I'm saying?
It was a second chance for a lot of people. A lot of people that didn't get drafted. They got a new sense of life when they got. Cause I know, like I said, some of my friends I played with JUCO, they had opportunity. They were NFL hopefuls, got in the camps, got cut, whatever it was, and then AF comes up, gave them new life. They signed. The league had a rocky start, but like you said, towards the end, they were playing good,
real good. And good playoffs are about to start. I mean,
good football.
Their San Antonio team was almost selling out the whole Alamo Dome.
Good football,
you know.
And it's just sad. And then I heard when the league shut down, they made the players pay for their flights back. Like made the players pay for the flights back home. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I mean, that's what I heard through the grapevine. They were making people pay they weren't paying people to get home. Things like that. That's what I heard. But it's like it's just crazy because there's so much hope. If they could have some way partnered with the NFL, NFLPA to make it a minor league, a feeder league. I mean,
the NFLPA weren't willing to send their practice players down there. But you see, as soon as the league folded, players from the AF were getting signed left and right.
It don't make sense.
So they were clearly watching, you know. But to the NFL's credit, it was reported that the AF, their business model was bad from the very beginning.
Was it?
Which is shocking because you have Hall of Famers like Bill Polian running that, and Troy Polamalu was heavily involved. And so it's crazy to see that it folded up so quick because they had guys that successful guys. Like Bill Polian is a Hall of Fame GM. You know what I'm saying? He was with the Indianapolis Colts, won Super Bowl, had Peyton Manning the whole 9 yards, and folded.
Just folded. Do you think there's hope for it to be brought back? Or do you think the XFL is just going to take off and be that? Because I
wanted this to be the league.
I
really wanted this to be the league.
I was hyped for AF because it's like, you see, MLB has the minor leagues. They have call-up leagues. NBA has the G League and the D League. So why can't
the
football?
NFL
Yeah.
I mean,
especially with the lifespan of the people that are in the NFL, careers don't last so long.
No.
The rosters are forever changing. So it's like, why not groom people to get into the role that they're trying to get into?
They can even really grow to the point where they have the same amount of teams as the NFL does. So whoever doesn't get drafted can go to that league and really develop themselves like the G League or like the minors. You know what I'm saying? So it's tragic. It's tragic that it folded the way it did.
It's crazy, but I don't know. AF, it has some hope. It has some different things that were going on, and I just hope some of my guys that were in that league were get another shot.
So what do you think about the XFL? Think it's gonna work? They have Vince McMahon, who has a ton of money.
That's the thing. Vince McMahon is a businessman.
Yeah, he is.
It's a businessman, and
it already failed before once.
But I think he's coming with a whole new wave.
Right.
I think he's coming with a whole new wave. But
that was going to rival. That was going to also a spring league like the AAF.
Was going to rival the NFL. Or was just going to be another league. So I feel as though it'll be good. It'll be good. But I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. Like you said, time will tell.
I mean, spring football was good. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a point where the NBA regular season, that was pretty much it. There was no baseball yet, so that was kind of people love football. Football is king in this country. People love watching football.
Definitely.
And it was good to have that spring league going on, and it was getting good, and it's over now. It's wraps.
Let's get into some emerging artists. We just featured Moja Mill, winner of the Voice UK 2018 from the Ground Up series. Let's take a listen to a song real quick. Let our viewers and stuff like that listen to what he has. It's Moja Mill, Unsteady. And that was Moja Mill, the former winner of the Voice UK 2018. Check out his feature we did on the From the Ground Up series. His story was great, actually.
Great sound, great voice.
I reached out to him. Did you read the write-up we did about it? Yeah. It's crazy because he was, he got stardom quick. Like, his story's crazy. He came up, got on The Voice, became an instant fan favorite, won The Voice UK, had singles. Everybody thought everything was going right, but things weren't going right internally with him. So he took like a little hiatus from it, and he got a little bit of backlash from his fans and so-called supporters. But the write-up brought some light to it. People got to go check it out. See, he's about to make a comeback, a great comeback. I'm excited for him because he's one of my favorites. When I found him on YouTube, it was like, dude has vocals. They heard here. He has vocals.
Great voice.
Soulful voice. Like I said, that timeless music, bro. That timeless music. And it's like, it's something that you don't find too often.
No, not anymore. So
whenever he drops his new project, new singles, I'm there for it.
Right. You know
what I'm saying? You won't see it on MBT.
Everybody has to find their own way. Everybody goes through their own stuff,
So the Final Four, bro. We've been waiting to talk about this for a minute.
Oh, man.
What do you think about the games?
Oh, man.
What do you think about the game?
Auburn. Oh, man. I was heartbroken for Auburn, bro. I thought they had it. I mean, it got to the point where they were down 10, and they came back, then they went up.
Roller coaster game.
Oh, man. I thought they had it.
The way the game ended.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine losing like
crazy,
that.
Bro. And even the kid that fouled the guy from Virginia, I mean, he just looked like
he was sick,
shocked. Like, I can't believe that really just happened.
But the thing that got me is when they did the replay, you realize the dude double dribbled.
Yeah,
that was a miss. You think?
I mean,
do you think the ref got? Because I know
the officials credit. Yeah. Everything's happening so fast.
Yeah. Do you think the official got caught up watching the game?
Of course. I mean,
because he was in the
I ref high school football.
Yeah,
it's hard not to ball watch. I mean, there's guys that have been doing it for years that tell me all the time. Like, sometimes you will get stuck, especially in a moment like that. It's like the national championship is on the line, the game to go to the finals. Mistakes happen. I mean, we see it across all sports with officiating. It's not perfect
at all.
You know what I'm saying? Things happen like that. If you never saw it in slow motion, you would have never knew.
I didn't notice it.
You would have never knew.
I didn't notice it at all.
Even with that foul, it's a perception call anyway. Just like with a pass interference, it's a perception call anyway. Even though they're all rules, you might see something else, and then I might see something totally different. We might have two totally different calls. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks. Do you think it was fouled?
Yeah,
according to the rules.
I mean, when it comes to officiating, I don't know the technical rule because he didn't get fouled on the shot. Is when he came down.
He has to give him that space.
So is it? So do you still get? But do you still get three free throws if it's on the way down, not on the shot? Like you
on the shot, he has to. So wherever he jumps from,
that's part of the shot.
He has to land, and with the defender, wherever he jumps from,
he has to land.
He has to land straight down.
So, but what I'm asking you though is that part of the shot though? Like coming down, is that part of the shot?
Yeah, that's finishing the shot.
Yes, it's a foul.
It's a foul. You can't do it. It's just such a hard moment to make that call. You know, if you make that call or you don't make that call, you're going to get backlash either way. You know, refs. Rough.
I mean, but what they say in the games, you let the players decide the game. Like,
don't want to put the game in the officials' hands ever. But
you can't not make that call.
You can't. It's just so hard, you know. Like the call with in the Saints Rams game, that pass interference.
Yeah.
I don't know how dude missed that call. Standing right there, that was an egregious pass interference call. Egregious.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about my receivers and stuff.
The funniest thing though was Charles Barkley, bro. He thought they had to get one.
Did you see they were already rushing Tuma's corner on Auburn?
Yeah,
they were already out there.
How sick? That's what they say. You can't stop till the clock hits zero. We know that being athlete, you can't. You gotta play to the end.
The last whistle.
At least we see crazier things happen in football.
Oh yeah,
Hail Marys, things like that. You feel me? And it's like,
sucks.
Only reason I'm sick though in terms of Final Four is my prediction. I had that prediction. I had Michigan State winning it all.
Yeah.
I had them beating Virginia. One of my picks got there, but you feel me?
I had Duke, North Carolina, so I was done. I've been done.
You had Duke versus really?
I had Duke, North Carolina. And
I should smack you. I should smack you. Duke, North Carolina.
I thought Zion was going to carry them, bro.
Come on, bro. I mean, Zion's not far-fetched.
And I thought that RJ Barrett, I thought they would make enough plays. Not enough plays. I mean, RJ Barrett gets buckets. That's like...
He's a walking bucket. Both of them top 3 picks.
I thought they would have enough star power to play with teams and beat teams that should have lost that UCF game. You know what I'm saying? If Taco Fall doesn't foul out. He grabs that rebound.
How tall is Taco? Like 7'6"?
7'6".
Taco was the difference, but when he got fouled, I knew game was over.
I mean,
it wasn't over, but
Zion missed that free throw.
No, RJ missed the free throw. I think it was. RJ's the one that missed the free throw. I'm pretty sure.
And then who got the putback?
You talking about what Zion's the one? I think Zion got the putback.
No, Zion got fouled to go to the line. He missed it.
I thought he made both. Didn't he make both?
No, he missed it.
Oh, you right.
And then RJ got the ball and put it back.
I thought RJ was on the line too.
Zion took it to the hole to get fouled by Taco Fall.
You might be right.
That's when Taco Fall fouled out. Zion missed the free throw.
You talking about the end of the game?
Yes.
Very end.
When they went up.
I thought RJ Barrett missed it.
And then UCF almost won it on the other end.
You might be right. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look real quick because I thought RJ missed the last one at the. Bro, it's RJ missed the free throw. It was RJ. I'm telling you. RJ missed the free throw because they were down. They were down too. I'm telling you. No, he made one and missed one. He made one and missed one. You're right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So Taco's in the game. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
At all. And then UCF almost won it on the other end.
Because I think he missed the front. He missed the front end. Yeah, right here. He missed the front end. I think it was. He missed the front end, and then that's when they were there because he was down one.
You know what? Zion made the end one to tie it up.
Yeah, he made the end one to tie it up because he went right at Taco, fouled Taco out. Yeah.
You're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
I felt for the kid though.
You're
RJ,
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, he going on to the next level, but still,
He should come back.
RJ?
Yeah.
Come on now.
You think Cam Reddish should come back?
Cam, he might have to.
What about Trey Jones?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, they're both good players, but I don't think they're league ready yet. I mean,
Trey Jones is like 30 on the big board right now.
Yeah, but I wouldn't, because his stock can go up though. Yeah. You feel me? His stock can go up because the class is pretty good this year. They got
just like imagine the days like the 90s where like you had guys like Christian Laettner and like guys like in the Fab Five that came back to play their 4 years. Imagine watching Zion and play for. Imagine how good
it wouldn't be fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Especially playing under Coach K, if they came back for 2, just
their
second year or third year, not all 4. 2, I give them 2, 3 chips. I feel like the reason I didn't pick them was just because they're immature, not being there. They're young. You feel me? And I seen when they played Gonzaga in the beginning of the year how they fared against a team that was senior, which had older players on the team.
That was early though. That was early.
But you could see, but the NCAA tournament, that's a monster.
Yeah, it is.
That's a monster. I don't care who you are. It's NCAA tournament. It's one and done. There's no tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You feel me? You know how what the boys pressure do. Either make diamonds or bust pipes. You feel me?
Sure.
And we saw what happened. You feel me? Not knocking them or anything, but we saw what happened.
They were right there. They was
right there. But at the end
that
of
was
the
the
day,
game against Michigan State. That was a good one too.
So who do you have in the championship? Texas Tech.
I have Texas Tech.
I'm gonna go with Virginia. I'm gonna go with Virginia because that's my only pick that's in there. I'm gonna go with VA. I'm gonna go with them because I got to rock with them.
I love Virginia's defense. I love their defense.
Defense was, any sport defense was championships.
I love their defense. But they had good defense too, though.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think from watching the games, in terms of watching them, I feel like half court wise, I feel like Virginia can set up more, play the half court game better. I think they play the half court game better. Texas Tech, they're not bad in the half court game. I feel like Virginia, that's their game though. Mm-hmm. They like to slow it down. They can play both, but they're, like you said, they're polished. Fundamental offense.
They have good shooters. You know, I love watching them play because of their defense. I mean, it's very rare you see teams like that really dig in and anchor defensively, especially in college. You know, Tony Bennett has those boys coached up, and that's another program that he has 3 and 4 year guys. You know, he doesn't have the one and done guys, so he's able to really work with these guys over. And
the Texas Tech coach, he was coaching at D2 a couple years, wasn't he? Mm-hmm. His story's crazy too.
Yep. And then a natty.
So they're gonna be able to
win it, and nobody picked him to really win it.
Do you think he's gonna stay there, or you think he's gonna, if he gets offers? He's probably gonna get offers.
He is, of course, he's
gonna get offers.
I mean, I don't know where he would really go besides maybe UCLA, but I think they already filled their coaching vacancy.
How much would it take for you if you was him? How much would a team have to offer you? I don't know how he's getting paid now, but what's the number here? If you're a coach like that just brought your team to the Final Four, to the national championship, what's this? What's the year? Is it like second year, third year, something like that?
I'll probably at least 2.5 a year.
Because they're making bread.
At least.
They're making a lot of bread.
2.5 a year. I mean, you can get that at the UCLA. I mean, schools are willing to pay. Schools want to win. It's all about their bottom line.
Yeah, they're willing to pay the coaches, but they won't pay the players.
Exactly.
Why? Yeah, I don't understand that. Because the biggest thing is, we talking about Zion.
Take Zion Cam for the first game.
A Zion Cam.
That's crazy.
Use his name. Yep. Zion. Don't get no credit for it. No. And just being a student, that we both were student athletes. You know how that feels. You feel me? We weren't on to that level, but you know what it takes. You
experienced it more than I did because I only played 1 year.
Yeah.
So you experienced it more with like the photo shoots and the promos and all that stuff. It's crazy.
But on the Zion level, I went to CBS. They said when Zion first played UNC, you know how much it cost to get into the building?
I know.
$3 bands to get into the building.
Yeah.
You don't see a dime of that.
None.
Zero.
None.
Zilch.
And
nada.
Mind you, he has posters all around the school. He has
face everywhere,
banners, and like on the side of student school buses and stuff like that. Like everywhere, they're selling his jersey,
that revenue, bro.
T-shirts with his face on it.
And think about it, he can't even sell his own jersey off his back. Or eligibility done.
Yep.
But you making a university millions.
Or you give somebody a pair of sneakers, done.
Can't sign
millions and millions of dollars.
You can't sign autographs, none of that stuff.
No, I think it should at least be able to sign autographs.
Yeah, this should
at least be able to sign autographs.
Because think about it, you're Zion Williams, you're signing an autograph. That's gonna be worth a lot of bread when you're elite down the road in the NBA. Like think about it, I got Zion's autograph, his college jersey, Man, so you have an authentic Zion Williams jersey.
Right, and they really use these kids to build these new amazing facilities around the school. Football teams get new facilities but you don't ever see that money going back into the tuition of students because tuition continues to rise.
That don't make no sense.
You got schools making hundreds of $millions off their entire sports teams, like Ohio State making $100+ million yearly.
Yeah,
but that money doesn't go back to the students like tuition at least, and that's why you see a lot of kids that don't play sports and say, well, you're on scholarship, you don't have to pay.
They have no idea.
But
I think the biggest thing with me when it comes to people saying that is that. You're on scholarship, but especially being Division I athletes, you aren't allowed to. You can't make revenue. You can't make any type of bread out while you're playing sport on scholarship. You don't have time to work a job. You can't do anything like that.
You don't have time to work a job.
The only time you can do a job, I think, is if you have an internship or something like that. But while you're on scholarship playing at school, you can't.
You're 24/7 with that sport. Early morning workouts.
Yeah.
Class.
Yep.
Practice.
Yep.
Study hall.
Yep.
Promos,
all of it.
Interviews, daily, every day, even in the springtime where it's not your season. 5 a.m. workouts, class.
You don't get to see. You don't really get to go home to see your family, especially if you're from far away. You don't get to see your family. Yep. It's the price you pay because you want to get to where you want to, but it's like
you don't get a normal Thanksgiving break. You don't get a normal Christmas break because you might have a bowl game.
Exactly.
You don't get a normal New Year's. You don't get a normal spring break.
Think about the transition from bowl game. Like you play in the national. Say you play the national. You go all the way to play the national championship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got the dream. You play the national championship. Late January. School. People are on break, but they're coming back to school the next week, 2 weeks later. You
haven't been home yet.
You haven't seen your. I'm saying that takes a toll on people, but like I said, it's the sacrifice you make but I feel like they should get some type of reimbursement or something like that.
I don't know exactly what the solution is, but it should be something. You know what I'm saying?
I think the biggest thing is you're bringing so much money into a university and putting them on the map. Because think about it, a guy like Zion Williams attracts regular students to come to the school because they want to see that. They want to see that type of
course, and that's what you go to these college like these college fairs.
Yeah,
this is what they're telling you. You know, you can come. You can get tickets to see our basketball team play. You can come to all of our football games. This is what they're selling you.
You're selling someone else, and they're not making, and then you don't get to make
nothing. So at least I would say so it's fair.
Yeah.
Take however much money that all sports make, not just football or basketball, all sports from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Take a percentage of it and divvy it up amongst all the student athletes.
Yeah.
Amongst all sports. That way it's fair, because you don't want to have football making this much, basketball making this much.
I think it should be.
I
think it definitely should be something like that, similar to that, or based on how much your percentage-wise, based on how much your team or program brings to the school.
Right.
Something like that.
The bigger the bowl game, you get the more money. The conference championship, you get more money.
Because these coaches, like, they get paid to make their players wear Nike,
on the sneakers,
Under Armour, things like that. They get money on the back end.
All of them.
That players don't get to touch, but you're forcing them to wear that. Think about it. Zion wearing Nike shoes is promoting Nike, but he don't get no. You feel me? He's showing off their brand, but not getting anything from it.
And their stock dropped the day after he busted through the shoe.
Oh, that's another question I got to ask you. You're Zion Williams. You're going to the NBA.
Oh, man.
How much you asking for if Nike ask you to sign with them?
Nike definitely got to open the bank for sure. They have to.
I need a check. I need a check.
They're going to.
I'm going to Big Baller Brand. I'm not going to Big Baller, but not knocking big. Nothing against Big Baller Brand, but I'm going. You need to give me.
They're going to have to overpay for Zion.
LeBron, out of high school, signed a 7-year, $90 million deal. I'm Zion. I'm asking double.
Yeah, I mean,
that's outrageous. That
was also back in the time. That was
I'm asking double at least.
Before social media was really popping like that, before.
That's just me, because you know me. I'm wild. I'm outlandish. Like, look, I'm using this. Look, I was on national television.
Right.
Playing these first couple minutes of the game. I didn't get to finish the game.
Nah, and
I hurt myself.
UNC game, the game that you go to Duke to play in mainly.
Preach.
And
I got hurt in your shoe. So what you gonna do to make me come to your brand? That's what I'm putting on the table. Adidas giving me this. What you gonna give me? You gotta get something crazy.
Kevin Durant makes the most with Nike right now. He has 10 years.
Yeah.
$30 million a year, $300 million. Jordan. You gotta exclude Jordan. He is what he is.
But think about it. But they said Jordan didn't get as much credit. He should have back in the day.
But that was before shoes were even a thing. True. And you got LeBron, but LeBron has that lifetime deal, so he's taken care of. If I'm Zion, I'm probably going and asking for 5 years, $15 million.
5 years, $15 million. 15 a year, right?
15 a year.
Oh, I thought you meant 15. I'm like,
15 a year. 15 a year. I mean, Adidas is coming in and offering him something.
Yeah.
Pumas, they trying to get off.
Adidas lucky loaded. They just signed Beyonce. They got Beyonce on
I know.
They got
crazy.
Beyonce on the roster.
That's
Beyonce,
crazy.
Kanye. They got a little roster.
So, I mean, Nike's going to have to overpay for him. And they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They might give him $20 million, bro.
20 a year?
They
5 years?
20 a year.
That's 100 mil?
They might give him 20 a year. They might have to, though. Because
there's no other option.
Because Nike's at the top, right?
Yeah.
And that's Nike and Jordan brand. Yeah. Nike owns Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah. They need Zion. They can't let Zion go to Adidas. He's not going to go to Under Armour.
Yeah.
I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
He's not going to Under Armour. So it's really those two.
What they surprise. My thing is, this is my logic.
I don't know, bro.
Doesn't Jay-Z run Puma?
He runs Puma. That's what I'm saying.
My thing is, if Nike don't give him the bread he want, I think if I'm Jay-Z, I'm making a sneaker for Zion.
Yeah.
Putting it on the table, like, look, this is what I can do for you.
Sure.
I got the bread for you. Like, come, you can be the face of this sports brand, because they're gonna expand somewhere with sneakers. If I'm Jay-Z, I'm doing that.
They have to. Somebody's gonna have to overpay for him, regardless. No matter who signs him, they're gonna have to overpay for him, and that's just what it's gonna be.
I feel like because I feel like Nike's definitely in the lead, of course. But
I mean, Adidas is right there. People love 3 stripes, man. 3 stripes is tough, I feel it. And they got Harden. They got. D Rose had a fat.
I want to see Jay-Z and Puma come at him. I know it's not. It's far fetched. It's far fetched.
It is.
You know me. I think of some crazy stuff, but I don't see it's not impossible.
Sports is they. I mean,
they got Saquon, exactly. Like they building. But I think AD. If Zion goes to Rock Nation Sports' management, could happen.
It could happen. Oh man, that'd be crazy.
It could happen. That's what I'm saying. It's not
imagine what kind of they would start selling out shoes like crazy if they got Zion.
They already got like they're on the rise. They're rebranding. They're rebranding.
They have like Terry Rozier and they got Zaire Smith. Players like that. I don't know who else they have.
They got artists. They got Meek Mill on there. Yeah. So it's like they got a little roster.
They got. Jay-Z got the money to do it. He could pay Zion himself.
They Rock Nation times Puma. I mean, we'll see though.
I think he should go to Nike. I think he's going to end up with Nike because they're going to make it Murphy probably can't refuse. They might give him a lifetime deal off the rip.
You think lifetime off the rip?
They could give him a lifetime.
You said I'm crazy. Lifetime off the rip.
Good, but you know how desperate.
This is crazy. Crazy. Lifetime off the rip.
You know how desperate these people are to make money. They want to make money by.
I don't think you're gonna do lifetime. I think 10 year pushing it because you don't.
You don't know what kind of career he's gonna have.
But lifetime, there had to be some type of stuff in the economy. You get hurt, you're never gonna get it.
Saying, they could to get him. They could just throw it out there like, listen,
lifetime deal. I feel it.
Come sign with us. We'll take care of you. And his shoe is gonna be the same kind of like LeBron is a heavier shoe because it's built for a heavier athlete. He's just going to have to be the same way. As you can see, he busted out of the other one.
Broke through.
He's gonna have to. I never seen that. Well,
yeah, I never seen it personally.
I never seen that before.
But I mean, we'll see. It's a lot of talk, a lot of things going on. I think we covered a lot today.
We did.
How'd you enjoy the first podcast, episode 1 of Faces of the Future, man?
I just feel like we just having conversation we have every day.
Every day.
You know what I'm
saying? Can't wait to get into some more things.
A lot of good things coming up in the first season.
Yeah,
a lot of good things coming up.
Follow us on MBT_the1% on Instagram, MBT the Future on Twitter, and tell them your IG.
At ShanJoe81 on IG, at ShanJohn81 on Twitter, and that's it pretty much.
Follow me, Next Big Thing 34 with a 3, not an E, on Twitter and Instagram. And thanks for watching, man. Episode 1, Faces of the Future. Guys gotta come back, man. That's a wrap.